Welcome to Vintage Car Curiosities, where we pop the hood on the wildest, weirdest, and most unforgettable stories behind the greatest old cars and machines that shaped our world, and the crazy ones that almost didn't. In 1971, Motor Trend named the brand new Chevrolet Vega its Car of the Year, and then watched it self-destruct right in front of America. This little subcompact was supposed to be GM's weapon against the imports. Instead, its engine literally ate itself alive and took the company's reputation with it. Here's the crazy part. By the end of 1972, 6 out of every 7 Vegas ever built had been recalled, not for one little glitch, for 3 separate disasters that could leave you stranded, on fire, or with a wheel rolling down the highway by itself. You have to understand the pressure GM was under in the late 1960s. The VW Beetle was everywhere. Toyota and Datsun were just getting started. American buyers wanted small, cheap, efficient cars, and they wanted them now. Chairman Ed Cole gave the order: build it in 24 months, or don't build it at all. No time for the usual testing. No room for the usual mistakes. The big idea sounded brilliant on paper. Ditch the heavy cast iron block. Use a brand new aluminum alloy. Lighter, cheaper, and supposedly tough enough without those expensive steel cylinder liners. GM's engineers at the Messina plant had perfected a silicon-impregnated A390 alloy. Acid etch the bores, coat the pistons with iron, and boom, an engine that weighed almost nothing and saved $8 a car. On the drawing board, it was pure genius. You won't believe what happened next. The aluminum block had an open-deck design. The cast iron cylinder head expanded at a completely different rate when things got hot. And things got hot fast. The radiator was the size of a postage stamp. No coolant recovery tank in the first 2 years. Vibration from the tall, undersquare 2.3-liter 4 shook those cheap valve stem seals to pieces. Oil poured into the cylinders, coolant levels dropped, and when the engine overheated, which it did constantly, the aluminum cylinders distorted, the silicon coating flaked off, and the pistons started grinding the bores like sandpaper. Owners watched their engines eat themselves alive from the inside out. This is where it gets really interesting. The shortcuts didn't stop at the engine. GM skipped the plastic fender liners to save another $3 a car. An air pocket in the rust-proofing vat left the inner fenders completely unprotected. Thin sheet metal rusted through in a single Midwest winter. Meanwhile, at the brand new Lordstown assembly plant, GM cranked the line speed to 100 cars an hour and cut 700 quality control jobs. Workers rebelled, sabotage rumors flew, quality went straight into the toilet. Real owners lived the nightmare. One guy in Pennsylvania changed the oil religiously, babied the car, and still watched blue smoke pour out the tailpipe at 18,000 miles. Another in Ohio pulled into a gas station, popped the hood, and found his engine block cracked wide open, coolant and oil mixed together like a milkshake. Dealers were replacing entire engines and front fenders under warranty before the cars were even 2 years old. Some salvage yards eventually put up signs, "No Vegas." Here's the twist GM hated. All that misery actually funded the birth of something better. The Cosworth Vega, a hand-built, twin-cam 16-valve rocket with electronic fuel injection, proved the basic block could be brilliant when engineers were finally allowed to do it right. But by then, the damage was done. The Vega had already taught a whole generation of young buyers one unforgettable lesson: never trust a GM small car again. The legacy: GM spent millions on fixes, extended warranties, and eventually a Dura-built engine in 1976. They even ran 3 Vegas flat out in the desert for 180,000 miles to prove they could be reliable. Too little, too late. The Vega became the poster child for everything that went wrong with American car making in the 1970s. Rushed engineering, bean counter shortcuts and corporate arrogance that handed the small car market to the Japanese on a silver platter. And that's the real story every gearhead still whispers about today. But here's the part that really stands out. If you ever owned a Vega, battled that self-destructing aluminum engine, watched it rust while you were driving it, or somehow kept one alive against all odds, then you're part of a very special group of owners who know exactly what that little car could put you through. So share your Vega story in the comments below. What was the wildest thing your Vega ever did to you? Did the engine grenade at 20,000 miles? Did the fenders dissolve in one winter? The crazier the better. If these deep dives into the cars Detroit tried to forget get your blood pumping, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps more folks like you discover these hidden stories. And if you want more every week, go ahead and subscribe. Now it's your turn. What's the strangest car feature you've ever come across? Drop it in the comments below. See you under the next hood.